Hello and welcome to the third video of the Welcome to the Enhanced User Interface series. This video will be a bit longer as I go through some of the custom student screens and where things are at. Again, this information can be found on our employee portal under PowerSchool and admin training documents. For these, I'm going to have a student pulled up, so I've already grabbed my grade level 7, and I'm going to pick on Leonard. By default, we show up to the quick lookup screen. I'll go through this document one by one. I now want to get to all enrollments. In the Enhanced User Interface, all enrollments has been renamed to course registrations. To find course registrations now, you bring up the student, you click on Courses and Programs, and then over here under Registration is Course Registrations. And this will show all enrollments. The next screen I would like to go over is the attendance screen. In the new user interface, to get to attendance, you click on attendance, and then depending on what you want to see, you have your attendance overview. And you also have your modify attendance. Again, I'm on my test server, so there's not a whole lot of data here, but that's where you would do your attendance. Now I'll go over creating a new school enrollment. This would be for when a student changes status mid-year. Say they're a resident of Fargo, they moved over to West Fargo, and they are now an open enrolled student. We need to create a new school enrollment to show when the student stopped being a resident of Fargo and became an open enrolled student. Again, with your student selected, this time we go down to school enrollment, and then we have create new school enrollment. Everything else will function as it did before. Now we'll go over enroll student in remote/summer school class. This would be what we call remote enrollments. So if a student is taking a class at a building that is not yours, with your student selected, you'll click on Courses and Programs, and then under Registration is Remote and Summer School Registration. And again, functionality is the same as what it has been in the past. Now we'll look at registration forms. To find registration forms, you will now go into Student Profile, and then there's a Forms subsection here, and student forms are located in here. This next area is geared more towards the middle and high schools, but let's look at historical grades. To find historical grades, we have our student selected. We click on Academic Records, and then under Academic Performance, we have Historical Course Grades. Now we'll go over how to get to log entries. Again, student selected. This time we click on Behavior, and we have the log entries area here. Now let's modify a student's schedule. For this, we go to Courses and Programs, and then under Course Schedule, we have Modify Course Schedule. Now let's talk about printing reports. This would be like transcripts or mailing labels of that sort. To print a report now in the new user interface, once you have your student selected, you click on this print icon, and then you'll be brought to the print a report page where you get to select your report and then submit. The quick lookup screen is the default screen when you first log into PowerSchool and look at a student. If you need to get back to the quick lookup screen, it is now under Student Profile, and right under Student Details is the quick lookup. If you have a student that has been moved to your school or transferred out previously and you need to re-enroll them, you'll bring your student up, go down to your school enrollment, and click on Re-enroll in School. Now, the Custom Registration 2.0 screen. That screen we have renamed to better fit what the screen is now. The screen has been renamed to FPS Student Records. To get to the new FPS Student Records, you'll go into your student profile, and we will find an FPS menu, and we will find our FPS Student Records page here. To note, anything that was one of the custom screens in the old version of PowerSchool has been moved over to the FPS menu here. Request management. This is for the secondary sites during scheduling time. To get to the request management, we go over to our Courses and Programs, and we select Course Request Management under Course Schedule. The scheduling setup screen, this is where we set next year grade, next year school. That information is under Courses and Programs as well, and it is under Registration, and it is Scheduling Settings. The State, Province, ND page. That page has been renamed in the new user interface as well. It is now renamed to Compliance. To get that to that screen, it is its own subheading here, Compliance. And then these would be the tabs that used to be under the State, Province, ND page. Transfer information. This has also been renamed in the enhanced user interface, and it is now called Enrollment Summary, Enrollment History. To get to our new enrollment history, we go down to our school enrollment, and then we have enrollment history. To transfer a student out of your school, you'll bring your student up. Again, click on School Enrollment, and we transfer out of school. Once the student has been transferred out, if they're moving to a different building within Fargo schools, you will go back to your school enrollment and transfer to another school. This concludes the Where Is Student screens.